Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how not to die while couch surfing. Every day I get a whole bunch of messages from people being like, how are you not dead yet if you couch surf in random people's houses all the time? And like, it is risky, but if I tell you these tips and you follow the rules, you will be safe. Couch surfing is so good. It is the sole reason I could travel for 10 euros a day, including accommodation, and I have no regrets. It was awesome. I stayed with around 50 people, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit of an expert. The hosts just keep getting better and better. I'm like, this is my favorite host. No, this is my favorite host. And I just keep meeting amazing people and it is quality. I'm gonna talk you through how to find a host and what areas to pay particular attention to in order to stay safe. Gotcha? All right, let's begin. What's with all this pointing? Sorry guys. I'm going to show you guys on my phone what I'm doing. Essentially, it is an app, a free website that you sign up to and you can stay on random people's couches for free. Did you hear that? Not sure if I heard you. For free. Free. Alright, I think I worked out how to do the screen capture. I'm not very techno savvy, so hopefully that worked out. Yeah, it didn't work. I'm going to try again. I'm going to hope it works this time. Let's launch the couch surfing app. Cool, so this is the dashboard. I never use the dashboard, don't bother. Hangouts. Hangouts are where you don't want accommodation, you just want to hang out for a coffee or a beer, or they can give you a tour. Search, so this is where you find accommodation. At the top there, you put in where you want to go, Perth, and it comes up with how many hosts there are, how many travelers, blah, blah, blah. We want to go hosts, so I click the hosts. These are all the people, 22,000 of them, who live in Perth, Australia. Let's look at, oh gosh, I don't know how to pronounce that, Wahid. And Wahid has 17 references. Nice work, Wahid. Anything over 10 is a good amount. Anything under 10, unless it's a small town, just be really cautious. Response rate, 71%. That's kind of the lowest that I would want him to respond. Active today, so that's pretty good. If he's active today, then the chances are he will reply. And he speaks English. So all these things at the bottom, you can see whether it's worth tapping on them or not. So that's the profiles. So when you want to refine the search, you just go more filters at the top and you can put in your dates. So at the very top, let's say I want to go from the 11th to the 14th in Perth. How many travelers? Just me, because I'm a hashtag solo traveler. Accommodation, private room is you get a room of your own. Public, it's usually a couch. And shared is either a shared room or a shared sleeping service. Beware! Do not have a shared sleeping service with anyone, even if it's a girl. Like, that is creepy and you gotta expect that something bad's gonna happen if you wanna share a bed with someone. So down here you have age, gender. So gender, you have females on couch surfing, usually about 1/5 on average, sometimes more, sometimes less. Always worth applying to the females if you feel more comfortable, but they do tend to not reply so often because they're not as active on couch surfing. Age range. I learned this later. I was like, oh, maybe I'll have 18 to 24 and 25 to 34 year olds. So they're like younger and they're a bit more fun, they're a bit more, you know, doing stuff, take you places. And I found I had a lot more fun, but I had to make sure that they weren't just there for Tinder. Basically, just be careful. They don't have any shirtless pics, no shared sleeping service, no mirror selfies. Although stay with men and women, not just women. Like, all these things make you realize that they're not just there for, you know, just to meet a nice traveler. They're there for something more. The distance is really important because if you're like me and you leave things to the last minute, it's the afternoon and you're like, I have nowhere to sleep tonight. Put the distance up to like 25 and you'll most likely get someone. Also, if it's the afternoon, put last login instead of best match. So then you know that they're active and they'll reply. These are all the people that are available when I'm available. Oh, Devon at the top there, hello. 106 references, good quality. East Victoria Park, perfect. So the first thing I do, jump onto their profile, tap the references. When you're on the computer, you can filter and you can say negative reference at the top, so you can read all the negative ones if there are any. But on the phone, you just have to kind of flick through and find any. So I usually try and find solo females, and Leonie says it was an amazing stay with Devon and Ida. So he has a girlfriend. Good, if they have a girlfriend, I'm totally on board. Means they're not seedy. I enjoyed their company and laughed a lot. We did a picnic in the park and cooked some meals together. I feel like living in a shared flat. Cool. Devon seems like a quality guy. If I'm worried that this chick isn't who she says she is, I can click her and, well, she has 5 references. So I can read those references, make sure they sound genuine. So they're from hosts. He sounds legit in terms of references. I go to the About Me section and make sure, number 1, it's not too long. As soon as it gets too long, it means they talk a lot and you're going to be having a very boring time on the couch falling asleep to them talking about politics or themselves or whatever they like to talk about. Been there, done that, do not recommend. This guy's got a good kind of decent chunk, but wouldn't want too much more than that. Basically just like sift through, make sure he looks okay. One thing I will mention is it says member since November 2016, that's pretty good. If it said member since 2019 or January 2019, I would have little warning bells going off because not necessarily, they could just be new, but often if someone has a bad reference, no one will stay with them again. So they delete that profile and they start another profile. And that's not good because maybe, I don't know, some sort of harassment happened, whatever happened, and they've just started again. So make sure they always have references, and if they are new, they at least have a few references. Cool. So my home, you can just check to make sure they haven't got shared sleeping service. This guy's got a private room. Nice. So you can just sleep in a normal bed like an Airbnb. And often they'll have a bit about transit. This guy doesn't have it, unfortunately, but they'll have public transport. Just go there and make sure he's accessible in public transport areas, otherwise you'll kind of be stuck there. Other thing I like to do is check his photos. He's wearing a decent amount of clothes in these. He looks like he has a fun life. So then if I wanted to send a message to him and ask him if I could stay with him, I'd go request to stay and just say something like, hey, this is a bit about me. I noticed you're the same, or try and say something that makes him interested to talk to you. You know, he gets a lot of requests a day. I would go here and I'd be like, if he has a dog, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I love your dog. But he says, so cool that you're now working full time and planning events around Perth. I'd like to hear more about it, or something like that. So to view that request that I just put in, you go inbox, and this obviously has all my inbox. You just go in here and it will pop up and you can have a conversation with him. And my profile, what pictures do I have up? I tend to pick pictures that don't have any skin showing, nothing that makes you look promiscuous, anything like that. And also put up pictures of you with friends and stuff, doing fun stuff, otherwise you look boring and they won't want to host you. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna hang up now and hopefully that worked. So that is how I find a couch surfing host. If you guys are all nervous or new to couch surfing, find a host that looks pretty foolproof. Send them a message, be like, look, this is my first time couch surfing, I'm a little bit nervous, would you mind if we met for coffee first? And if they're legit, they'll be like, yeah, 100%, I meet at this restaurant or whatever. And then you go to the restaurant, you meet them. If you get bad vibes, be like, look, it was really nice to meet you, but I might book a hostel tonight, maybe we can hang out tomorrow. Something like that, keep it held chill. Most of them are really chill. If you do decide to go through with it and you get their address, send the address, screenshot of their profile, their name, any information you have on them, to some close family members, some close friends, just as a backup, you know, just in case. If things do get hairy, you can be like, whoa, 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 what are you doing? You know, I've sent your address, your name, everything I have on you to this person. You don't actually have to say their name. I don't know if that's dangerous or not. That should be enough to deter them. Nothing even close to bad has ever happened to me. Like, people are a lot better than you think. I've been raised to be very pessimistic about people, very cautious of strangers because my dad's a cop, so any stranger has the potential to be serial killer, psychopath, pedophile, any of those things. But mostly people are good, I found from couch surfing. Like, people generally want to help you and drive you places and show you things and meet you and make friends with you. So try and go in there with a positive mindset, but be super cautious at the same time. Probably the reason you guys watch this video, what are my rules to couch surf? Number 1, like I said, check their references. If they have bad references, they're probably a bad person. Number 2, make sure that they don't look like a Tinder profile. If they have shirtless pics, mirror selfies, anything that makes them look good, but also really insecure, don't stay with them. Number 3, I avoid essays at all costs, because if they write a lot about themselves, they have a lot to say about themselves or about politics or whatever. Avoid it at all costs. Number 4, my rule on no rules. Rules are there to be broken, right? No, not really, but seriously, if they give you a strong list of rules, it's not gonna be fun. Try to avoid that unless you're desperate. Number 5, no nudists. Control F on your computer, nudity, nudists. Make sure nothing comes up, because otherwise you are gonna have a very uncomfortable stay. Number 6, brand new profiles. Be careful of them, they're probably okay, but just be a little bit cautious that they're not just starting a new profile because they had a bad reference. Rule number 7, if they look strange or if you think they look really weird, just screenshot their profile, send the address, their name, all the information you have on them to a family member. In saying that, I hope you guys get on board the couch surfing movement. It is awesome, it is a whole bunch of fun, and I just really want this community to grow. If you guys watch this video, you like it, you stay with the couch surfing host, drop me a message on Instagram and let me know how you go, because I'd love to hear. Maybe we even stayed with the same person. That would be really cool. Oh, I forgot something. So it is free. You get 10 free messages a week to message your host, but because I was using that every day, day in, day out, I use those pretty quickly. So I upgraded to the full membership, which was 80 Australian dollars, which is about 50 euros. But like you think about 2 nights in a hostel or 3 nights in a hostel and it's already paid off. And I stayed with well over 40 or 50 hosts. Alrighty, don't really know how to finish off a video, but what do other bloggers say? If you like this video, like and subscribe. I don't know.